Hi there, welcome to my course dedicated to Russian school Olympiads. Today, I'll give you a glimpse into past papers and we'll do a task students had last year. So basically, they had the map and some photos. They needed to match the photos with the states. In the first picture, we have people eating lobsters, and we know that lobsters are caught in Maine, so we match number 10 with picture A. Another obvious example is about Nevada. We know that the biggest city of this state is Las Vegas, so we match Las Vegas with Nevada. Today, we'll particularly focus on Oregon and Idaho. We'll run through some noteworthy facts about their landscape, landmarks, history, and we'll do a little bit of practice. So let's begin with some background history. You remember that back in the past, the United States occupied only the Atlantic coast. The lands beyond the Mississippi River were not the part of the country. The United States bought Louisiana from France, doubling its size, and some people ventured to go even further west, settling in Oregon. These pioneers shared the belief that it was their destiny to take over the rest of the continent and make their country stretch from the Atlantic coast to the Pacific coast. And this concept later became known as manifest destiny, as if it was their God-given right to capture new lands, to seize new lands, and begin farms there. People who traveled to the Pacific coast took the route which is known as the Oregon Trail. It was a very dangerous path because people faced many problems like diseases, malnutrition, severe weather conditions, and many of them died. These people traveled in wagons that are nicknamed as prairie schooners. In the bottom picture, you have the image of a sailboat. And in the top picture, you have the image of a wagon. But both of them have these canvas covers. That's why they can look alike from a distance. And this is the basis of their resemblance. So wagons were called prairie schooners because of this canvas cover, canvas top. Even today, in some parts of the West, you can see Oregon ruts left by pioneers' wagons. Oregon claimed its statehood in 1859, and now the capital of this state is Salem. Also, Oregon is known as Beaver State. So beavers are state animals. You need to remember these facts because they often ask about the nicknames of the states. So now let's talk about Idaho. Idaho is known as the gem state, and gem stands for jewelry, precious minerals and stones. The capital city of Idaho is Boise. Idaho shares a lot of history with Oregon because the Oregon Trail ran all across this state. And in terms of natural features, we need to remember that Rocky Mountains dominate the eastern part of this state of Idaho. Back in the past, mountain men used to roam the Rocky Mountains. These were people who were hunters and explorers. They would set the traps for animals, caught them, killed them, and sold furs. So fur was a rare commodity, and it was a money spinner for mountain men. We should know about some national monuments. And in the valley of the Snake River, we can find the national monument called Craters of the Moon. Here we have some extinct volcanoes and very bizarre terrain with these flows of lava that is frozen, but it looks like the intertwined roots of trees. Also in Idaho, we have the city called Moscow. The harsh and mountainous terrain of Idaho attracts people who are known as American preppers. These people who live a life preparing for disasters that can happen in the future, like nuclear war or tsunami or earthquakes. So they learn basic survival skills, store food and other supplies, and learn how to provide first aid. So probably the terrain of Idaho is very attractive for people who share such beliefs and ideology. Now it's time to practice. There is a table, and on the left, we have certain names. On the right, we have their descriptions. So we need to match them. As you see, there are certain similarities. For example, for A and H, we have two nicknames. And you remember that Beaver State is Oregon, and Gem State is Idaho. Also, we have certain groups of people, trappers, people who live on the border between civilized land and the wild, and people who get ready for emergencies. That's why mountain men are trappers, and preppers are people who get ready for emergencies. Also, we have a prairie schooner, which is a wagon covered with canvas top. And we have Oregon Trail, which was an overland route to the Pacific. So we put F for the first one. As you see, it's quite simple now with this knowledge that we have. And another task with the pictures. In the first one, we have the silhouette of a beaver. So beaver, which is a state animal of Oregon. In the second picture, we have the national monument, the craters of the moon in Idaho. The third one are Rocky Mountains. And the last one, so we have a woman pushing a wagon. So these are pioneers on the Oregon Trail. For further practice, subscribe to my channel, and next time we'll get new material to prepare for Russian School Olympiads.